Go ahead, girl, don't you stop. Keep going till you hit the spot.
Woo! What a fucking night! What a fucking life, too. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I'm hoping you're having a great time. I am Trevor, as they said. I'm also part Chinese and part Indigenous. I'm also part white, but please don't tell anybody. I'm just going to get this out of the way right off the bat, okay? I find the term Chindian to be very outdated. I prefer to be referred to as an Indigenese. Thank you. So, I'm coming up to 18 months sober. Thank you. Yeah, about a year and a half into this beautiful new recovery life. Entering my toddler years. Which means I am a cute but cranky little tit sucker. You know, I got really bad TMJ pain in my jaw from all my years of doing drugs. It feels like I'm teething, you know? You know, first time I got drunk, ever. First night I got drunk was New Year's Eve of grade 9, okay? So just picture this. It was an incredible night. I ended up making out with 2 girls at the same time. Imagine 3 14-year-old tongues just blabbering against each other. It was incredible, man. The only problem, though, because it wasn't all great. The only problem was it set the bar for partying so freaking high that every time I got drunk after that and I didn't make out with 2 girls at the same time, which was, you know, most of the time, felt like a ripoff. I really was chasing the dragon from day one. You know, I had the great misfortune and poor timing of having my alcoholism come of age right around the same time that social media was coming of age. Facebook, in particular. So just imagine a sad, lonely, horny teenager and young adult with a drinking problem, impulse control issues, and suddenly unfettered 24/7 access to every single girl I knew. What could go wrong, right? You know, it turns out that messaging women, hey, wanna fuck, at 2 or 3 in the morning is, it's not a very effective approach to getting a girlfriend. Who knew, right? I wish somebody would have told me. But things changed for me. In my early 20s, I started reconnecting to my Indigenous culture and heritage, and that was a game changer for me and the ladies, you know? I soon discovered that as a Native man, as a mixed-race man, grounded in my culture and all that good spiritual stuff, I'll often get fetishized by liberal white women. You know the ones I'm talking about, right? Like the ones who really want you to know just how anti-racist they are, like to the point where it's uncomfortable, you know? It's like they're wearing their white guilt all over their sleeve. They attend all the rallies for all the things. It's like, yes, I understand you are a very good ally, you know? It's just... On behalf of marginalized and oppressed people everywhere, gold star for you. You know, it's almost gotten to the point now where, you know, we'll be in the bedroom and they want to do a land acknowledgement before we have sex. Right? It's like this blowjob is taking place on the unceded and ancestral territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. Thank you. I'm sorry, I need to drink of water. It's hot up here. So ever since all of that, I've realized that it is my ancestral duty to decolonize Canada one white woman at a time. If I'm lucky, two at a time. For the sake of efficiency. Really put the action in reconciliation, you know? I figure my ancestors got fucked, right? So it's... But in all seriousness, though, I'm proud to be an Indigenous man, a Wet'suwet'en man, that's my nation, a Wet'suwet'en man in recovery, because, bear with me, I'm going to drop the jokes for just a moment, but, you know, we Indigenous people were dying at 5 times the rate as everybody else in this overdose crisis, so for that reason, it's important for me to be up here sharing my story, though. So thanks for y'all being here tonight. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. I was reading the news recently, because I do that, and I saw that cocaine use is on the rise in Canada. Now the first thing I thought when I saw this was, how is this possible? I'm sober now. Boggled me. Well, cocaine was my father's drug of choice, and you would think losing my dad to an overdose at 5 years old would instill in me from a young age that drugs are bad, okay? But no, that didn't stop me from 20 years later ending up at the City Center Motel on Main Street in East Van doing rails until sunrise with some dude named Guillermo, who wasn't even Latino. Still don't quite get that one. You know, I was reading a research report once, because I also do that, and it found that, do you know this? Children of addicts were found to be twice as likely to develop substance abuse issues as their peers. Now, the first thing I thought when I saw this was, fuck yes! That right there is an ironclad excuse to party whenever the hell I want. It's not my fault. It was predestined. Written in the stars, whispered in the wind. A bald eagle came swooping down from the heavens with a bottle of gin and an 8-ball and proclaiming me the chosen one. Cocaine's prodigal son. Now I'm dedicating my whole hilarity practice to my dad, who passed away to addiction in 1998. And so if you've lost someone to this disease, then you got nothing but love and respect from me, because I know what that shit's like. And I just encourage you to find something meaningful that you can do in their honor, you know what I'm saying? But you know what offends me, though, now that I'm in recovery? Sober bars. Have you been to one of these monstrosities yet? Because I have. And it was just a bunch of fucking normies. By the way, if you haven't caught on yet, normie is what we in the recovery community refer to all you normal non-alcoholics and non-addicts. It's a highly derogatory term, and I strongly encourage you to be offended. So I was just sitting there, watching all these fucking normies, just shoving their willpower in my face like they own the place. Now, this is how you know I'm a true alcoholic, right? Because I see like non-alcoholics just choosing to be sober for general health and wellness. It just boggles my brain. So I'm like, if you don't have a problem, then why the hell aren't you drinking? You have this God-given gift. You get to enjoy alcohol without it completely destroying your life, and you're just pissing it away. Ungrateful bastards. And I'd give my left nut to be able to drink responsibly. Not the right one, though. That one's special. So that's why sober bars offend me. It's just normal people hopping onto the sober train because it's trendy. Well, my sobriety ain't a trend, it is a way of life. And these sober bars and their well-to-do hipster patrons are making a mockery of it. It's cultural appropriation, man. What's next? They're gonna start dressing up as an addict on Halloween? Jeez. Man. Oh, I'm so hungover. I drank 4 craft beer last night instead of 2. I'm so unhinged. Yeah, that's cute. My last bender, I ended up drunk for 6 weeks straight in the south of France. Yep. So I owe some amends along the Mediterranean coast. It's got to be the most Canadian thing ever, hey? You get in a plane, fly across the world to another country, get off the plane just to be like, sorry. Didn't mean to act so loony, eh? Oh, geez, I've made the situation stickier than maple syrup on moose meat. I crack myself up sometimes. So I live in Richmond. Woo! Anyone from Richmond? Anyone from Richmond here? Rich what? Yeah, I live with my uncle and my little cousin and our dog and a special needs man too, just to keep things interesting. You know, he came to my one-year cake and afterwards he's like, Trevor, if I come to one of your next meetings, can I say, hello, my name's Anton and I'm non-alcoholic? You could say that, buddy, that's okay. Yeah, so I grew up in Richmond, and it's where I've been sobering up. I moved back home a couple years ago because I got kicked out of an apartment in East Van, and my roommates, they sat me down, and they said, Trevor, you got to be out by the end of the month. I'm like, but why? And then they're like, because you keep getting blackout drunk and obnoxiously hitting on every single one of our female friends. I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, that's fair, okay, all right. You know, now that I'm sober-minded, I can see how disrespectful I used to be towards women and how we men need to be better. But that is not the point. The point was this was September. So they were going to kick me out on Truth and Reconciliation Day. A native getting kicked off his land. Again. On today of all days. Colonization strikes again. But we talked, we compromised, and I decided I would move out on Halloween instead. Now that's reconciliation in action. And that's my time, and that's the night. Thank you all for coming out tonight. I love you all.
Yeah. So seductive.